Delone Catholic strategically invests in modern, safe, and innovative facilities with cutting-edge technology to support spiritual development and excellence in academics, the arts, and athletics, today and for the future.
I think we're going to have a lot better school than we have now, trying to keep the traditions that we do have, but expanding on them and making this a better place for students and teachers. The feedback we received from the community was that we needed a safe learning environment, and we needed technology upgrades here at the school to make it a better learning environment for the students and teachers. The broader community is very important to the school. We want to have a great environment for everyone, not just the students and faculty, but the community as well, the alumni and the businesses in the area. I'm excited about the improving all aspects of the school, the facilities, the athletic fields, the artistic areas, and to make this a place that students can be proud to come to, that's on par with any school of its size in the area.
Hi, welcome tonight to our annual bonfire. This is Danny Smith. I am here with my husband, Bill Smith, who is trying to set up one of our cameras, and I have Luke Wenger, who is an alumni now, who is here with us with our second camera. We did have some different events planned for you this evening. However, unfortunately, with the weather changes and things like that, we weren't able to bring you all of those details. So we are going to try and get you some of the bonfire. And Mr. Smith is setting up a wide shot, and we have Luke, who has our close-up shot. So once he gets things settled, we'll show you the student activity. They did all the inside presentation of the different teams and the activities that they were going to do outside. We were concerned about rain, so that made sense. But next Friday, we're going to be back here with our first home football game, and we will have our whole crew back: Tony Weaver, George Nieder. I'm sure Mike Knoll will be here. If not there for that game, he will be here for many of our games. We're expecting to see Luke Wenger back to help us out. Mr. Smith will be here when he isn't officiating. And we have a new intern this year, Alex, that we are looking forward to working with him on some of these activities. We also have a live stream coming up. I'm not sure if it's the second or third. We'll be doing Mass. So you'll be joining us for that. And it's the third. Bill thinks it's the third.
I think it's the third. Sorry, I didn't even remember that my mic was on. Yeah, I think it's the third. We're going to have our first all-school Mass for the year.
Yeah, so there's lots of things coming up. I don't want to do the overlay because really we're here for the bonfire, and I'm sorry that we didn't put out a link because honestly we weren't sure if we would be doing this. But if you are a subscriber, you will get notified that we are up and running. You do want to make sure that you tune in next week. We're going to come on early. The goal is to come on early. Kickoff is at 7, correct, Bill?
Yep, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, and I believe it is Brady Slater, and I'm not even going to try and tell you his title because it is a long one, but it's an important one, so I don't want to get it wrong. But he's going to come and tell you about all the things that are going on that are coming up that are new and exciting with the program he's running. He's also girls soccer coach, I believe it is, so he can give us a little heads up on what's going on with the girls soccer team. But the big thing will be at halftime, Mr. Staub is going to do a very special announcement about the future of Delone Catholic. So really and truly, if you're not going to be here, please tune in. I think it's going to be something you're going to want to see. And so we will be happy to bring you that. As always, I do not have the list of our Squire Guild members, but I do want to take an opportunity to thank the Squire Guild members for all they do for our school and for our students. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the Squire Guild, please reach out to Mr. Eric Lawrence. He's our Director of Advancement. You can reach him at elawrence@DeloneCatholic.org, or you can call them at 637-5969, extension 201. But the program is great. You can offer internships. You can come in and talk to the students, be a speaker. You can, donate, obviously. And prayers. Prayers are always important and helpful. So there's a lot of ways that you can become a member of the Squires Guild. And it's a great program, and they do so much for the school. So I encourage you to reach out to Mr. Lawrence. We also have programs that you will hear more about next week and through our live streams for Little Squires and Future Squires. We have dates coming up in September. Volleyball will be September 17th. Friday Night Lights will be September 18th. So that's here on the football field. Boys soccer will be October 8th. Field hockey will be October 12th. And girls soccer October 13th. So I would encourage you to, show up and come. If you have young kids and you're interested in the Future Squire program or the Little Squires, there's great things set up for them. Julia Furman it can help you with that. She's often here, and the other members of staff can give you more information about that. But it's a really great program to help get your kids engaged and excited about becoming squires. Looking here, I'm just looking at the upcoming things that I can share with you. Dominican Rosary Pilgrimage is September 26th. It's a Saturday to the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C. There's information on the website and the MyDCHS app, so check that out. We also have a lot more details that will be coming to you, but homecoming weekend, October 2026. So we'll have festivities the 16th and the 17th. Of course, we'll be live streaming the game, but there's always a lot going on. And as always, you can stay connected to the school by using your MyDCHS mobile app and the website. There's so much going on. The first day of school for all the students this year, they did something new. They did a Squires Day. Bill, do you want to talk about a little bit of things that they did throughout the day for the kids to help them get acclimated and kick off the school year?
Well, it was a whole day, kind of all the way throughout the school, on the field out here, through the gyms, through the halls, through different classrooms. We worked the students up into 16 groups with 16 stations, rotated through a number of those stations with different games, different activities, where kids were having competitions of different points were given to individuals and as a class, and we got together for some fellowship over lunch, and then got together a second time at the end of the day to pull together, have a little tiny pep rally actually, and just start feeling some real excitement for the year. And yeah, a few little things were a little helter-skelter, but in all the important things I think went really well. All the things that could be better are small and can be fixed. So I believe the consensus was that I think it's a tradition that's going to continue.
And I think that's great that the school has really taken some steps to build the community, not just for alumni, but for students as they come up through, connecting with their peers, connecting, with people they might have not come up through in the feeder school system with, but really, getting involved. They do a great job with the sports teams, the extracurricular activity, band, and things like Squires Day and the bonfire. We have the bonfire, which is a long-standing tradition, and Squire Day, which is, hopefully a new tradition. So there's a lot of good things that they're holding on to, but good things that they're building with. So it's going to be exciting to see what what comes up and what's new. Like I said, Mr. Staub's announcement, eager to see what it is. And, we have the new program. We have the college athletics recruiting support program, the CARS program, that, offers Squire athletes personalized one-on-one strategy and direct coaching outreach from our college recruiting liaison, professional media highlight packages, personal in-house strength and conditioning programs, advanced biometric tracking, and that's something that's available to our students that we have here from freshmen on to our seniors. That along with, the program that Mr. Slater's running, and he will be talking about that. We also have a new business program that, we're getting with speakers and coming in. So there's a lot going on here, and it's exciting. This is where we need the walkie-talkie. I want to tell Luke to back up his camera a little bit.
Yeah, I can go in a bit.
No, you were good where you were showing the students, but this is where we need our.
Actually, I had noticed earlier as we just came on, the camera shot was much brighter, and it looked about a half hour earlier than the actual site of the field did. But I think we're getting closer to the twilight look in both the camera and in real life. So it's nice. We haven't turned on the stadium lights, and I think that even helps.
Right.
Helps the contrast with the brightness of the fire.
Now we have done a few things to change with the bonfire. I remember, probably back until I want to say 2015. The kids were a lot closer to the bonfire, tossing in things to the bonfire. That has gone away, and we've gone to gathering around the bonfire, which is probably a much safer practice. But it's nice to see people outside the fence partaking as well as those that are inside. And it's just... I've had a lot of people, even who aren't Delone alumni or who didn't, have kids come through here, ask if we were still doing this because, they missed their schools doing it. And I think we're one of the few schools that still do this. So it's a nice kickoff to the school year. We do a lot of little things between the first day of school and throughout this first month and a half, just to kind of get the kids excited to be here and be back here.
And as much as I kind of bemoan the earlier start to the school year, as it seems, I think we only, when you and I were in school, we would start the Wednesday before Labor Day, and then boom, it was Labor Day, and before we knew it, it was the end of September.
Right.
But I think we have more time to ease into things, to savor some of these summer moments. At the moment, things can always change in my perception of things, but I don't mind this as much as I thought I would.
And, one of the new traditions that I'm enjoying is the seniors painting their parking spots. I mean, like I said, there's something to be said for the old traditions, but it's great to see when new things get folded in, especially things that the students get excited about.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to personalize and feel some ownership, if just in your little patch of ground here. We had to assign parking spots even back in the 90s when you and I were here as students, but to be able to personalize it, I just think that it doesn't cost the school much of anything, because I think from last year they're just painting over what was there last year, so they're not even doing anything. It doesn't cost anything to resurface or anything of that nature, and it does give kids an outlet to do something of their own and to be themselves.
And it's great watching over the summer when they come in and paint. You got parents here, you got faculty here, you got you know, a lot of people, even people will walk by and just to kind of look and see what they're doing. So it's neat. It's really a community activity. However, a couple parents did say that they need tents and water next time. That they're like, if we knew now what we knew. So to all the junior parents who might be listening to this now, get your 10 by 10 pop up and bring some water for that day, because your student and yourself will appreciate it when you're out there in the blazing sun painting a space.
From the physics teacher, the re-radiation of that sunlight back up from the blacktop, it's a lot more infrared than it is visible light, and it's hotter. And just in general, it's hotter. That's the heat.
Leave it to you to get it all sciencey.
Of course.
But no, this is great. I mean, I'm sorry we weren't able to bring you the whole thing, but unfortunately, technology being what it is, we are not quite able to reach through walls to do remote cameras in there, and we don't quite have a setup to do the 2 independent setups for the live stream yet. There are ways to do it. We are just not there yet. And so we're kind of stuck. We're either inside or outside. We haven't been able to figure out how to make it work both. But I want to do a huge shout out to Michelle Legacy, the diocese, the administration here. We didn't have internet up until yesterday out here. We weren't sure if we were going to have this, but they got us up and running. It was, knock on wood, smooth sailing, and hopefully that will lead to good things on next Friday. We did a little bit of upgrading to our sound, so we have a cleaner sound. For the most part, we're still tweaking and building things out, but you know, a few changes here and there, but we are trying to make it work as best we can, and hopefully we have 5 home games this year, correct?
Yes, we have 5.
And we're going to have to take a look at the volleyball schedule and see when we can get in there. It's a different setup. We have to use a smaller setup in here because being that the equipment is very heavy, once we set it up here, we leave it up here. But we do have plans to try and bring you some events as we are able. So we look forward to doing those as well. It looks like the fire was getting a little carried away. It looks like the wind might be kicking up a little bit, and they were starting to douse some areas, but I think he's getting his coat on. I think they might have to go in here shortly.
But I don't remember being here for it looking like this before. I don't know if it was not as late and not as dark, but there is a more vibrant look to the fire, and I think it just because everything around it is so dark.
And I do think this is a little bit bigger than we've had in prior years. Perhaps. Because I think they moved it in further away from the fence. If I remember correctly, we were sat back a little further because we'd really have to go. The only way we could get it was to go down. We didn't have an option from up here.
I remember having a camera down where Luke was, but I have the camera, the shot that's on right now is me just leaning out the window of the press box.
Right.
So we can see some of those things in a way I don't think we could previous years.
Right.
Just the placement of the fire is better for us.
Right. Yeah. And while Luke's doing a great job down there, it's just you have some of the crowd and we can see some of the people. So we're back and forth between the two. But that fire is pretty roaring.
Yes, it is.
And it's getting a little we're going to have some scorch marks on the grass there behind it because it's leaning hard towards South Street.
It is being swept a bit.
That backside is getting some traction. I'm surprised, honestly, that they didn't spray more in the back because I saw them spraying in the front. But I trust the professionals. It probably looks scarier from up here than what it does to them down there.
Yeah, I'm confident that they're equipped to take care of it.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to enjoy it from where I'm at. So
absolutely.
And they are coming in
Yeah.
towards it now. So just
I think they saw what we saw.
Yeah.
But I do think that's why they moved it back a little bit more, to keep it back from the fence, and that allows them to have a little bit bigger of a fire.
And I wouldn't want to be downwind of a fire like this. So they're in a safer place for themselves, too.
Right.
The individuals up there spraying it.
I know that, Mr. Staub, I don't know if he's going to pop up and talk to us tonight, but if he doesn't tonight, I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk to him as the weeks go on here. Mr. Rudolph, or Reverend Rudolph, is looking forward to coming up and chatting with us, filling us in what's going on. Again, like I said, Mr. Slater is very excited to talk about the new programming and the new things that are going on here. And we will bring him up as often as he's able to be here. We also have Corey Zortman is always welcome, but this is a hard time to catch him because of his schedule.
Yeah, except for tonight, every football field activity is one where he's preparing for a game, so it's hard to expect him to come up.
Right. And maybe we'll have to talk to the powers that be. We might be able to get him for a few minutes sideline even, if that all works out. But we'll have to see if we can steal him for 2 minutes.
Yeah, the same camera that Luke's carried down to the bleachers is one we can place on the field. So
we certainly don't want to distract from what he's doing when he's prepping for a game, but that's a Tony and George thing.
And they have experience coaching as well, so they have a better idea of when might be less stressful of a time than others.
Correct. And if any of the other coaches are listening or look back and watch this and you want to pop up and give us an update on your team, I mean, Reverend Rudolph does an amazing job when he comes up. We're just sometimes limited during halftime, so we can always pop on early to be able to talk about what's going on with your sport, because there are sports like cross country that we just can't get out and bring you live stream information from. But and anything, it has to be on this field or in the new gym. We have to have commentary, and we have to have availability. So when all those stars align, we like to bring to you what we can.
And if any coaches do have a desire to talk about their teams this fall, especially while we're thinking about it, you can email me at wsmith@DeloneCatholic.org, and I can get to you and we can figure out a time. It'll probably be prior to games. That's the most open, and we can easily start 10 minutes earlier, 15 minutes earlier if you'd like, and we can get that interview out to everybody who's watching the games.
Yeah, as long as all the technical stuff goes good, we can start as early as anybody wants. But it's when we're occasionally, messing with settings and connections and things right up till the last minute.
Squashing gremlins.
Yeah. I just, the season really will not have started until I hear Tony ask me if we're ready for a sound check. It's that, and it looks good and it is good. Then I'll know I'm home and we're ready and things are going. We have a nice crowd here tonight.
We do.
They had food trucks. They had some snacks inside. They had Future Squires and Little Squires activities going on. The school store was open. So they did pull together a lot for today, and it was great how they shifted plans and were able to do a lot of things inside. Fortunately, the weather held out, but I understand shifting it inside, we had no idea what was going to happen, so it was down to the wire to wait and see what was going to take place tonight.
And again, just in our lifetimes, the tech for knowing when a storm is going to come and when it's likely to happen. It's gotten a lot better, but even over the course of the day, what it looked like my phone told me was going to happen had changed. So everybody's information is going to change, but we've gotten better being able to predict more. We're becoming more able to communicate things. I know they posted something and got a message out to students and families just this afternoon with the change to the schedule that allowed them to do stuff inside and then bring it out here. And had things been different, there were different contingencies. We might not have done the fire. We might have done things differently. We might have done some things inside or outside, then gone inside, because there was a time where it looked like the rain was going to be earlier, so that would have given us a different slate of things to do. But we're a lot more flexible to change that stuff now than we used to be, when everything on the fall calendar was in that 4-fold goldenrod piece of poster board that it could never change because it was printed once in the summertime and that's all you had. But we have the tech that we can make those changes now, and we're availing ourselves to that stuff, and it's working, I think.
Yeah, I think that we've been doing a good job with adapting and adjusting, and we can't always adapt and flow as quickly with the technology side of things as far as picking up our equipment and moving as plans can change, but it's great that they can communicate to the families and the groups, and we know.
Yeah, that's true. There are things that we weren't able to do, but we weren't able to take our setup inside to show the pep rally portion. But give us another 5-10 years, maybe we will.
Honestly, I don't think it would take us that long. It's a couple bridges, but I don't want to mess with a thing that works, so we're going to... I'm not going to go into the details of how it might happen, because then it might try to happen, and we're not quite ready for that yet.
Well, by then we might have a studio and a program with classes and teachers, and
yes,
that's something that would be real, and I think that's something we can do here too.
Oh, absolutely. We've been advocating for that, and they've been working towards that, but they have a lot of good things going on right now, and you don't want to do too much too fast.
No, that's true, and I think our pace is deliberate, but it's doable. So I'm very excited about the way we're moving.
Yeah, they're expanding into business programs and mentorship. They're expanding the athletics. They're expanding the different classes. So there's a lot going on here that there is to be excited about. And so for the time being, we'll just keep doing what we do well. And
not that I don't love Bill and Rick and Maureen and our previous leaderships and our previous boards and everything, but I think it's just the right combination of people. I was in a few times over the summer and saw board members walking around with Mr. Staub, and people who were there actually could make things happen.
Yeah,
and it was just a feeling of how to get to yes, and not necessarily, well, we've never done that.
Well, but I think it really comes down to the right time and the right place. Everybody who was here before Mr. Staub got things in a place to where Mr. Staub could come in and do the things he's doing.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's each administration built on the last, and they've each implemented and done good things. They're still involved. They're still, we still see them around, and we just have a good group of people who are working on the next phase. And, that's sometimes what it takes, right time, right place, right combination of things. So I'm excited to see how this year unfolds. There's a lot of positives to look forward to. I'm sure there will be some growing pains and bumps in the road as things go, but I think there's a good team to handle that and manage it and smooth out those patches so that the next year's even better.
Yeah, I think growing pains is a definite situation we're going to have, but the excitement, I think, is going to be what pulls us through, and we have some real excitement here.
We absolutely do. I mean, and just like the Squire Day, that was really cool and really exciting and a great way to kick off the year. You know, it's it was a fun way to take the edge off of the beginning of the school year for everybody. I mean, I understand teachers might have had a little bit of, it was something new, but really and truly it got everybody socializing. It got everybody primed and ready for what's to come. Events like this also do that. So I am excited for all the things coming up, and I can't wait to hear what Mr. Staub has to say for next Friday. Oop, I hear PA coming on, so I'm going to give them a little bit of...
Thank everyone for coming out and supporting our athletes and our artists tonight. In just a few moments, we are going to turn the stadium lights on so that everybody can exit the stadium safely to their cars. So we'll have those on for a few minutes so that everybody can see. And we thank you again for supporting Delone Catholic High School, and we look forward to seeing you around campus soon.
That was Reverend Rudolph popping on to give us instructions about what to expect. The bonfire is quickly burning itself down.
Yes, there isn't a whole lot left, and that's the good. I think the timing of it is good. It's still a healthy and potential. You know, we have the fire trucks here because they can be dangerous, but I think we've got things under control. It's far enough away from everybody. It's going to burn out. And our people will make sure that it's taken care of. But I think it's as long as we've been here doing this, or at least it feels like it.
Yeah.
And it looks the best I think it's ever looked.
Oh, yeah. And I just really want to thank, I mean, we have a new intern this year, Alex. I'm sure you will see him, hear about him as things go on. He has, he does sports, so he's got some things going on. But I'm excited about him learning and growing this. But I'm excited that Luke has come back as an alumni and is helping us out. He's going to try and work with us to come in for some masses to help, with that and, help just shape the program. Extra set of hands. We're going to have him here for whatever events we live stream. We welcome him back. He has been a tremendous asset, and I'm excited he's back. And really, with Delone, it's not uncommon to see alumni come back and help. We're
I was going to
alumni.
say that's how they get you. People like Tommy Ryder, who's been working the scoring table at basketball games for 40 years, ever since he graduated almost. It's people really give their time and their energy here, and we couldn't do this stuff without them.
But I'm excited because you have someone who just graduated last year and enjoyed what they did so much, they're coming back. And he truly is a part of the DCBN team. So I'm excited to have him involved as much as he's, comfortable being involved. So
yeah, that's huge.
He's going to school, so we can't, like I keep telling him, can't interfere with your school, but post-secondary education. But I'm excited that he is back to help us out. I know Tony and George are looking forward to seeing him. And so we are excited to be back here next Friday and do this all again with you all. That one will be a more traditional link post shared on Facebook. Everybody will know we're here. We can get this link shared out after we wrap up if people want to relive the bonfire. I think that when they turn the lights on, or maybe shortly before, we will probably be ending our program.
Yeah, everything seems to be winding down. People are using their phones to light their way out already.
But we had a nice group here. And so excited. Thank you to all the food trucks that came out. the entertainment. I heard him discuss there was some entertainment. So thank you for the artist who did that. Thank you to everybody who, was so flexible, changed plans. The little squires and the future squires set up. I saw that they had the beanbag toss in there, which I know went over great at National Night Out. And, so we appreciate everybody who pitches in to bring these events together.
And Lord, thank you for keeping the weather away from us. So
Yes.
far, at least. I've been praying for it all week in my classes because I've been talking about this coming. It's like, just keep that rain away if you can, and that would just add to the night. And I think things really came off. We were ready for something to happen, but I very pleasantly surprised that we were okay and able to get all of this out here tonight.
And thank you to the firefighters and everybody else who came out to make sure that we could do this safely. And that's a big deal, having them here and making sure these things go off. And if you haven't been by campus lately, there's been a lot of changes out front, and they're still going on, so check those out too. Next Friday when you come for the game, come a little early, get your parking spot, maybe take a walk around and see some of the walkways and the pillars and the different things that they're doing to improve the cosmetics of the campus.
And I would say especially for homecoming when they do the tour, even if you just took a tour last year, there are some things that are going to be different this year. I'd suggest taking it again.
Yes, the administrative hallway was updated. The office has some updates. So they've done a great job with trying to. It's not just an aesthetic. It's this is how we're using it. Let's make it work. We're gonna do the maintenance and do some aesthetics, cosmetics with it, but they're functional cosmetics. It wasn't just we're gonna paint to paint, that kind of thing. So. They're doing a great job, and it's good to see things coming together.
Yeah, again, I think again, I want to mention the feeling of it looks like everything was given appropriate thought, and then we got into action, And living with me, I think you would be one of the first to say I tend towards the overanalyzing stuff, and I can get stuck. That's not.
We call it paralysis by analysis.
But that's not what they're doing here.
No, not at all.
They're checking to see they're getting to a doable yes when they can, and then they're growing. It's awesome.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, I know we've seen the clips of it, but I can't wait till the first game that we can do in the gym, the projector, and see how that comes out. That's going to be something to live stream and bring to the folks who aren't maybe able to pop in for games so readily. But there's a lot of neat things going on.
That was, to me, the big surprise on Squire Day. When we were down there, when Mr. Staub turned off the lights, I was thinking, what are they doing now? And then the basketball court exploded in an image.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Of some of our kids. And then, so the whole basketball court has a projection of video onto it. It's amazing.
And I love the display in the lobby with, essentially the digital bulletin board or the trophy case, where they show what's coming up and they show accolades and awards and remembrances, and that is a wonderful addition as well. So these are all very thoughtful additions that pays honor to the past, but also looks forward, and that's exciting. It looks like the fire is
we're
pretty well gone. So I am thinking that even though the lights haven't come on quite yet, we want to round things up. And
I believe we will. This has been a neat visual in something I wasn't sure would really, especially this late and getting this dark. I didn't know if it worked this well. I think that the look is really good.
Yeah,
so
we did. Yeah, this came together nicely. I will try and get up a quick overlay. I'm not making any promises. It's the first time things happen this year.
Well, good night and go Squires.
But I do want to make sure the upcoming live streams Thursday, September 3rd, all school opening mass. Football on Friday, September 4th will be Delone versus Upper Dauphin here at 7 p.m. I am anticipating that we will come on about 6-ish, just because if everything aligns properly and we can get some people up here, Mr. Slater among them, to have a chat with you all, we will do that. Go through what's coming up in the different slides and things like that. So stay tuned for that. Check out the all school mass and the opening mass of the year. 10:30 is an approximate time. We start things once they actually get the students seated and get through the they do a video, and we don't live stream the video usually, but they'll do that. So once the mass actually starts with the procession, we'll bring you that. So that'll be a little after 10:30, but we will see it. So until then, this is Danny Smith and Bill Smith and Luke Wanger, and Tony and George were planning to be here, but with the weather aren't. And for Mike Knoll, for all of us, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight, and God bless until next time.
Good night.